here.
Biden's in the lead.
Yeah. Come on. So I think we're live right now. It just takes a little second for this thing to load up over here. Let's see. I think we're live right now. It just takes... That's it. All right, Tony, we are live. So thanks for coming. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, everyone. My name's Tony Caruso. I'm from Niagara Falls, and looking forward to this podcast.
Yeah, so I figured I just want to make today a little more of a debate. Me and Tony, we are, I guess where our interests really overlap is law and anything to do with politics. And so, yeah, just, I don't know, politics on this side of the border can be a little less interesting compared to all the craziness that goes on down south. In the
before we go ahead, what happened in PI?
So, yeah, Prince Edward Island, Tony called it. There's a minority though, conservative government. So most of the seats are conservative, but if you combine the amounts of seats that the Green Party has and the Liberals have, they could form their own coalition government. But I mean, we've never had this before, so I don't even know if that's something that's going to happen or what. But yeah, that totally is possible. As weird as that is. Yeah, we're just.
You thought the Green Party was going to get it?
Yeah, well, I mean, they did. They had the biggest percentage growth of any party, so they went from 1 seat to 8 seats. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. And
they're just recently another federal seat.
Yep, the second seat to ever be claimed by the Green Party federally in Canada. So yeah, that's pretty.
It's okay. You can get used to it till the election comes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, Trudeau today, he put a little press release out, and he was pretty upset. You could tell, but he was just yeah, I guess too many people are preoccupied with climate change, which is ridiculous because that's been part of his policy. And he's saying, oh, people are too busy.
And now he wants to do a plastic tax. Did you hear about that one?
No.
So plastic bags, anything with plastic, he wants to put a tax on it now. So on top of the carbon tax, now we got plastic.
Wow. I mean, I thought it was just anything that can walk or anything that can move, put a tax on it. But even if it's inanimate, even if it's plastic. But yeah, so the people, they want to hear about what's going on in the States, what is cooking with, I guess right now, there's only 3 people, I think, that have a chance at running. I mean, obviously the one is the president himself. Trump is looking for his re-election.
4 more years.
Yeah. And then we've, looking at the Democrat side, there's, I don't know, what is it, 20 few people that are running from that side. We haven't even started the debates yet. We've already got 20 few people. We had Bernie Sanders had something I want to say 40% was leading by a long shot, and people were polling. They're asking if they would have voted for Joe Biden if he declares to run. And so he I think Biden had something 15% and Bernie had 40 something. But now all of a sudden it's totally shifted, and everyone on the Democrat side is now going for Biden. And it's funny because it seems that all the Bernie Sanders supporters,
46% right now for Biden.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous because you go a week behind, and all of a sudden you're looking at Bernie Sanders had a huge lead, and I think it was saying that 30% all of a sudden switched from Bernie Sanders to Joe Biden, which is crazy ridiculous.
It's not that ridiculous. Look at his policies. He's a socialist. You know what I mean? He's actually more extreme of his party.
But what made people just suddenly change their mind overnight? What?
It's called common sense. People woke up.
Yeah, but why did they wake up? Why weren't they asleep the whole time? And yeah, we're just looking through this.
No, people are getting big time educated right now, so they're looking into their candidates.
Yeah, well, I mean, but why now? What? I mean, I guess is it because now he's officially running? All of a sudden, people want to pay attention to what's going on.
Spotlight now, right? So the spotlight's turned on. So of course, everyone's gonna be paying attention. They want to know what's exactly is going on right now. So yeah.
Here, I'm just gonna share this blast just all over your wall, so anyone who's creeping Tony Caruso on Facebook will get to see Joe Biden's pretty face up there. But yeah, so I guess I want to start off with looking at the Democrats, the primaries debate that they have probably this fall, I'm assuming.
I believe it's October or November. They tend to leave this for.
Okay, yeah. So, what do you think's going to
happen after Thanksgiving?
Because we saw what happened in 2016. It seemed like the majority of people wanted Bernie, but it was the super delegates in the Democrat Party. So those who really pulled the strings, those who had huge memberships that outweighed thousands of people, were able to just vote and say, we want Hillary because she's not going to tax us 70% like Bernie's planning on it. So, I mean, here's what I find interesting. We know that the Democrat Party, we know that the Republican Party is full of billionaires. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, there's billionaires on both sides. Don't kid yourself on that one. Look at California. Everyone's rich over there.
But what I'm thinking of is like, so the Republican Party has those who are like hyper rich, like those people that own billions and billions of dollars typically seem to be more on the Republican side. But the Democrat side, you're right, it still has people. But I feel like the Democrat Party is more so people who are in like the maybe tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. Those who definitely like have interest that they want to see like the Democrat Party succeed so that they can get their agenda across. And, you know, at the bottom line, it's about getting the person in that's going to keep you in your best financial situation seems to be the bottom line for so many people. And so I guess what it is like maybe the Republican Party has fewer people, but those people that donate are so much richer. But then the Democrat Party still has lots of people that maybe have tens or hundreds of millions of dollars that require maybe more money put into universities or education. Like maybe they get their money through selling textbooks. Like these are the kind of companies that are, you know, have people that own them that are multimillionaires that obviously still would rather have a Democrat in that maybe taxes them a little bit more, but they still don't want a socialist and they still don't want a Bernie.
Of course not. No. You know, the way how things are going right now in the States, I think the Americans are becoming more supportive of Trump more than ever because now he's been cleared with all the collusion. So it's been nonsense since day one. You know, they've been very jealous of a businessman for finally actually making it to the White House, and he's actually getting things done.
Well, you know, the thing with the whole collusion is like CNN really shot themselves in the foot because they the whole time were basically saying like, yeah, collusion, it's coming. Everyone like, just so you know, like he's going to be totally out in no time. And
CNN, you mean Clinton News Network?
Yeah,
the one they said that she was number one in the poll, 60%, and then she lost.
Yeah.
Nobody takes CNN seriously no more.
Yeah, well, it's tough too when you see things like that. Like I was still hanging in there watching it after that whole election. Like, I mean, I was watching CNN live on election night, and like just hilarious, just the change in tone from like at the beginning of the night, like, yeah, all right, yeah. So I think we know what's going to happen tonight. Like, let's roll the tape, everyone. Like, just let's get this done. And then I remember seeing that map just starting to light up red, and I was like, wait a second, that's different. Like, you're used to seeing like the bigger chunks on the map are
blue.
Well, no, the bigger chunks, like so the more rural areas are typically like red and Republican. When I saw that even like Michigan turned red, I was like, that's different. I'm just gonna pull up the 2016 election map for USA and see if something comes up on there. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy when you look at this. Like
that's more detailed on up there.
Yeah, there we go. So I don't know, probably it's hard to see from on there with like the glare, but yeah, I mean, you just look up the I don't even know where I'm clicking, but yeah, it's a very red map. I mean, so the Democrats always hang on to the East Coast and the West Coast, like, well, closer up to like New York, but they lost. Let's see, both the Carolinas they lost. The Virginia is gone. Florida was the big swing that really screwed them over.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, it's crazy. Like just how many more electoral votes that he got. Like, so,
and he got a college there too. So even though he did lose the popular vote, he actually got the majority of the electoral vote, which that's much different. Here in Canada, it's the opposite. We have to go by the popular vote.
Well, I mean, we still have first past the post. So like when you look at like Trudeau has a majority of the seats, so he has full power.
Correct.
But he only got 36% of the popular vote, I think it was about. So I mean, it's still a false majority. Like whenever you have more than half the people voted for the wrong or not for that person, and that person has the power, it's always like a false majority. Like it's going to cause a lot of upset. And it's funny because like I remember right after Trudeau got elected, it was like I remember thinking like, oh, okay, like everyone wants Trudeau. Like that's
both from New York.
Yeah, that's pretty funny when you look at that too. Like obviously New York is like still such a Democrat state. I mean, like Trump used to be a Democrat though.
For sure. Yeah, and he even donated a lot of money. So he was a good guy.
Yeah, he paid to have Hillary Clinton at his wedding because that's what you could do. You would just basically pay them. They're like celebrities. Like come on by and come on by to my party to my computer's got a weird track. I swear, I think the Russians might be using this to like scroll around. This weird, like all these presets on here that aren't even mine. One time I logged into it. This is a side. I logged into a computer at Brock, and there was a professor that had his login still logged in. And when I logged in, all of his like bookmarks and everything were saved on here. It's funny because like he's got one folder called politics stuff, but don't be fooled. You go into one of these and there was, I got to find that link. It was like celebrities on the beach, like naked or something. And it's like, oh, you dirty dog, like hiding this.
Good for him.
Yeah, I got to find that. It was so funny. Maybe was it job? Yeah, so if you go under job sites, 30 actresses who look amazing on the beach in 2016. So you dirty dog.
They're human too.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, going back to the 2016 election, like just pretty funny to see, that CNN really just shit the bed on that one. And yeah, so like beginning of the night, it was like, yeah, for sure, we know who's going to win. Like it's going to be like a Hillary win. That's that.
Well, even now they're pushing, because of this collusion stuff. CNN was really onto that too, right? So now the collusion's over. Now they're pushing for his impeachment now. So you're like, how can you take CNN seriously anymore? What happened to the old ways when CNN was doing things? Just admit your defeat and move on.
I mean, like, but Fox is still such a mess too. Like they're both guilty of like always kind of just like painting things to be way bleaker than they really are.
Well, that's the media for you now, right? I believe social media now has replaced the mainstream media. It's not the same as it used to be.
Well, I mean, even look at this, like the fact that people can have their own podcasts and can subscribe to their own media.
Like here in Niagara, the Review used to be a huge newspaper. Now nobody even cares about them anymore.
Yeah. I mean, now we've got 3 newspapers in town.
You got Niagara this week. That was a smaller newspaper that actually has got more viewership compared to the Review the way it used to be. I don't know. Things are a lot changing.
Yeah. Well, it's just crazy. Like you look at someone like even the Joe Rogan Experience, where they have millions and millions of people that subscribe and even listen to his podcast daily, or I mean every day that he has it available. And yeah, like the viewership of CNN, like I remember hearing numbers like the ratings have just dropped dramatically. Like I want to see if we can find like CNN ratings over time, and it's just got to be ridiculous. So among viewers 25 to 54, the demographic most coveted by national advertisers, the fall-off for CNN was even more stark, down 41%.
Wow.
CNN drops 26% in primetime as Fox News dominates cable. Oh,
April. This was just last month.
Wow. So that's probably a lot of that drop recent, definitely Correct. From after the collusion thing. People were like, well, screw this. I mean, I felt like I got ripped off. Like, it's seriously, I've been watching CNN more than I watch Game of Thrones or like any other show because it became a drama. Like there was almost that joke that like people stopped watching House of Cards because you're like, well, this is more interesting.
I loved House of Cards. I don't know about you. That was one of my favorite shows.
I didn't get too deep into it. It was one of those shows where I knew if I started, I wouldn't be able to stop. So yeah, I really had to put a hold on that. And then after the whole Kevin Spacey thing came out, I was like, well, like, does that make me a bad person to watch that show now? Yes. Well, that's what everyone's going to say. Yes. But yeah, I like to appreciate the art, think
that's right.
Even like the most heinous people can still make some beautiful paintings, make some beautiful art.
Correct.
I mean, that one guy cut his ear off. Like that's not something we want to do today. But,
well, so why are you so anti-Trump for?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of things like just the whole grab him by the pussy thing, I guess, like threw me off guard, but I wasn't for him before that. Like, I'm a big environmentalist. So I think that's one of the biggest things when he said, that climate change is just a Chinese hoax to slow down U.S. productivity. Like the reason why someone like Trump wants to say something like that is because he knows that the U.S. has no direct control over climate change in the sense that even if the United States completely turned off every coal plant, stopped every combustion engine, if the rest of the world keeps doing their thing, we're just as equally doomed. Maybe we'll get an extra few weeks until like whatever.
And then Canada turns off the oil sands, and so there's no more carbon in North America. But yet you got places like India and China and the Philippines who are now the number one polluters now. So the question is, how do you stop climate change?
Yeah.
How do we not know this is not just a cycle?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like the thing is, you and I, we're not scientists. So, I mean, we really just have to go off of what people tell us. And I think that's where there's the room for skepticism on either side.
What's the date today? Today's the May 7th.
Yeah.
Last year was a lot warmer. Now it's a lot colder. So isn't we not getting an ice age?
No, okay. But like, it's not about like year over year. Like, you have to look at trends over time. And like, again, I'm no scientist. I'm no climate scientist. Like you and I, even if we, read 100 different articles right now about climate change, we're still just taking other people's interpretations or taking other people's calculations and trying to factor this out. I guess like you get to the point where you start to think like, if there is climate change happening that is caused by humans, and we have the ability to try to slow this down and to stop this, this horrible warming of our Earth or not, like we may as well, like whether we know for sure if it is human caused or not, we may as well do what we can to try to mitigate that. And like, I mean, there's no arguing that pollution is bad for people to breathe in. It's bad for the environments. Like even without saying like with global warming, like you have an increased rate of developing lung cancer if you're breathing in smoke compared to breathing in oxygen. So I guess it's just like there's a lot of other reasons that go along with wanting to cut down on the emissions. And even if there's, let's say it's a 50-50 chance that it's caused by humans, if we do what we can to slow down into progress into more sustainable energies, we invest a lot more into electric, like then what do we lose? We don't really lose anything. Maybe we lose a little bit of GDP for the short term where we could have been pumping out diesel or pumping out whatever other fuel for energy. But like, I think we're just better off in the long run, whether global warming is real or not, whether climate change is caused by humans or not. I think we're still, no matter what, better off to just invest in renewable energies. I mean, especially when you consider like,
well, I believe more into solar, more into hydro and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree with you on that. Even coal, it doesn't produce as much as it used to. You know what I mean? When we have the natural wonders at our doorsteps. So on that part, I do agree with you 100%. But the fact of the matter is this: even if we turn everything off, it's still warming. Mm-hmm. I was reading an article one time in Australia. They have that hole inside the ozone layer. In the ozone layer. What happened? You know what I mean? This is going back in the 70s and the 60s with that hole that was there. Yeah. So you're telling me that doesn't cause any issues? The air's not going out of that little hole? Like, I don't know. I can't explain. I'm not a scientist, like you said. Mm-hmm. But common sense-wise, that hole's been there forever. How come that, shouldn't Australia be burnt by now?
Well, I don't think it's been there forever. I'm pretty sure it was like the aerosols that caused that. I almost wanted to see if there's anything I can quickly Google up on here for that. But yeah, like I know that they banned the aerosols because they were like cutting right through or there's certain type of aerosols that they were cutting because it was causing a hole in the ozone layer. Australia hole in ozone layer. Yeah, why does Australia have so much skin cancer? Let's see what this is. Skin cancer is one of Australia's most common cancers, with data showing almost 1 million cases of skin cancer in 2015. Obviously, caused exposure to ultraviolet radiation from the sun, causing DNA damage to skin cells.
And look at that. The United States is going down.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like observed and projected melanoma incident rates per 100,000 people. I think it's probably going down. Like it's projected to go down because of things like education about understanding that like skin cancer is a real risk, and better technologies when it comes to like having like sunscreen.
I disagree with you. Just take a look at the year. That's when Trump was elected. So there's 1 year that he's been in power. He's actually doing changes right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not going down though. Like New Zealand.
Yeah, look. See, it's going down from there. So there's a slight decline there.
Oh, right here.
That's right.
32.2. Yeah, this is still projected down there. 30. He wouldn't even be able to be in power until 2027. So I mean, this is still a projection. Like they have no idea what's going on here. But yeah, I mean, like also like going back, like there's only a certain amount of like fossil fuel on the planet that we'll ever be able to have. So I mean, we have to make the transition eventually. May as well do it now while we can still breathe without having to wear masks. I mean, one of my friends, she lives in Thailand, and like literally she's like, yeah, man, I have to wear a mask when I go outside because it's just so polluted, and like don't want to die like too prematurely. So this is what I have to do. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn this light on.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a little dark. But okay, who do you think would be a better president between Joe Biden and Bernie?
Oh, Joe Biden, 100%. He's got experience. He's been with Obama, so he's a foot soldier. You know what I mean? So he's seen everything up front. Bernie, I'm sorry, I don't think he's good enough. Maybe for Venezuela he'll be a great president, but not for the United States.
Why Venezuela?
Well, because he's a socialist. He fits right in with them, right?
Well, what's the whole deal with that down there? I know there's like the dictator Maduro, and then there's Guaido is like
the one that's in Brazil right now, or Colombia. I think he's in exile,
hiding nearby.
Yeah. So yeah, no, they had an economic collapse. But again, that's because of socialism. Nobody likes to share. When you have somebody that says you're allowed to use only this pen and that pen only, and you can only eat this and eat that much. That's what socialism is. That's what Bernie wants. So unfortunately, it doesn't work. So you have that motorcade that was leaving South America to come into the United States. Why don't they go to Venezuela? There you go. There's your socialism. They pay for everything.
I think you're forgetting this is democratic socialism. This is completely different.
Well, Venezuela was democratic too. They were elected, were they not?
Wasn't
Hugo Chavez not elected?
Yeah, was Guaido elected? Like the new guy?
Yeah, but he lost.
Oh, and that's why
supposedly, but the world's
election.
trying to say that he won, and even its own military. So the Venezuela army is backing the current president. So if you have the army on your side, you can continue to lead.
That's literally all you need, basically. Even if you had everyone else against you,
that's right.
You've got the weapons.
If you got the army, then that's it. So and Venezuela was getting rid of the weapons from the people. So you're not allowed to have a gun. You're not allowed to have a rifle. Same thing with Bernie. If you see what Bernie goes, oh no more guns. It's bad for schools. So he wants to get rid of the Second Amendment with the weapons. You know what I mean? So isn't that not a dictatorship right there?
Yeah.
You're telling me I'm not allowed to have my weapons? Who are you to tell me that?
Well, because that's the tough part of that argument is everyone already has their weapons. If they say we're going to get rid of the Second Amendment, do you think that people who've had guns their whole life, people who are 60, 70 years old, who've had a gun since they've been 18 or maybe even younger in some cases, they're not going to be walking their guns to the Home Depot to go trade them in for a Christmas ham.
Well, I don't know if you've ever been to Texas, but they like to carry those puppies everywhere they go.
Yeah, I know certain counties where
that's right. So everywhere you go, they love to carry that little piece on them. It's like a tool, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you try to get rid of it from people from Texas, I'm sure they're going to be uprising for something like that, right?
Yeah, and as soon as they come in and they do that, you're literally going to have a war in the streets because like I said, there's
a different culture there.
Yeah. I don't know what would be the equivalent. It's someone's going to take away your beaver up here.
Our healthcare.
Yeah, healthcare, beavers, take away all our maple syrup and all that.
The Canadian geese.
Yeah, well, I don't know why they're Canadian geese. They fly over the border. They're American geese too. They're you can see them in Niagara Falls, New York.
They're dual citizens.
Yeah, they go where they want. I don't know if in the history of Canadian geese, I wonder if one has ever flown down to Mexico just to see what's going on.
Well, you got those butterflies from Canada that goes to Mexico, the monarch.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. They make the trip down there.
We should make a nature podcast one of these days. Just
get one of those little what do you call those little cameras?
Like the ones you get like a GoPro.
The GoPro, yeah, just attach it to one of them and just follow them where they go.
Yeah, that'd be so
That'd be good for your climate change to see how the weather is compared from one area to the other.
Well, you can pack the family in the old van, head down to Mexico. I guess the monarchs may as well enjoy the summer, be able to enjoy the winter, go down south. Snowbirds, snow monarchs. Do you remember when Elizabeth Warren was telling everyone that she was a Native American, and
correct?
She was trying to leverage that to say I am a minority and you should vote for me, and I represent the Democrat Party so well because of my diversity. And then Trump kept calling her Pocahontas and kept saying well, why don't you get the test then done? Let us know, confirm it with us. And she ended up getting it done, and she had it was 0.5% or 0.2%.
So not even a percent.
Yeah, and it was funny because I remember listening to this in the Joe Rogan Experience, and he was even I have more, and I don't tell anyone that I'm Native American. He's just I'm not I don't know who the hell had sex with a Native American at that 1,000 years ago in my lineage, probably before they even walked over the ice to North America.
Have you ever done the testing?
No, have you?
I have, actually.
So what are you?
I don't know. Well, 80% Italian, they said, so that was good. So that they're right. And then they're trying to say that I'm part Middle Eastern and African.
Well,
North Africa.
Which part of Italy are you from?
Calabria, down south, the toe.
Yeah, okay, because my family is from Pechino, so the southern tip of Sicily, and I know that Sicily was taken over by so many different people. I know that at one point in time the Greeks ran it. At one point in time, obviously the Romans, and there was I think even Egyptians at one point in time, the
Egyptians, the Carthage that were known at the time. So yeah, no, Sicily has been it's a very multicultural down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of different.
And Calabria is right next door, so whatever happened to Sicily, we felt the wrath as well.
A lot of different genes were spanked into Sicily.
Oh
so,
yes.
I know that my Nona's brother, so my great uncle, he got his test done. And yeah, he was he's a funny guy. He's yeah, it turns out I'm part black, more than I thought. And so like I've got some African blood in me, but like I don't go around telling people that I'm African American or African Canadian or African Italian.
Well, even during World War II, Italians integrated with Somalia. We integrated with Eritrea, Libya, because that was the Italian colonies at the time.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, where you have the Germans that wanted the pure race, the Italians didn't care. We intermixed with everything. So I guess that was it, right?
Well, you know, don't they say that like if you mix with different races, you become like genetically superior because you're able to kind of like I'm trying to think of like I don't know, like I guess you have a more diverse set of genes. You can like handle like more diverse climates or something. Like I don't know. Like they have like better immune systems apparently, and like I don't know, mixed people are beautiful too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever seen someone that's like, especially like if they're part Asian and part anything else, like usually it's just like holy cow, like you're beautiful. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm some weird mix. Like it's funny because people always think I'm Dutch when they see me because they're like, oh, well, you got the light hair. Like you got to be German or you got to be Dutch.
Oh, I never knew you were Italian from day one. I was like, no, this guy's not Italian. He's got to be somewhere from German, Mennonite, whatever.
Yeah, so like I don't know. Like I always make the joke. Like I don't know if my mom was just a little too friendly with the milkman. Like I remember there's an episode of 2.5 Men where they were like wondering like how the heck is Alan Jake's father. Like, cause like I don't know, Alan's all like prissy and like very like clean cut and all this stuff, and his son Jake was just like a total mess or whatever. Episode where like Judith, like Alan's ex-wife, is like grabbing the mail, and the guy comes up and he's like so goofy, he's like tripping, he looks just like the son. You're like, huh? Like that was it. They never like revisited that back after. Never. That's so funny. Do you know Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris. Yeah, so she's one of the ones that was right there. She's pretty.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah,
she's only got 6%.
Yeah, I thought like so when she first announced, she was one of the first people to announce. She was one of the ones
and she's a lawyer.
Yeah, I really thought so.
From California.
Yes, so she's a California senator.
54 years old.
And now Trump's calling her nasty. I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like I am just so excited for the next race just because like
But at least there's accountability when it comes to Trump, right? Whatever he's got to say, he just says it how it is. He's, you know what I mean? He doesn't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
You know, these other politicians at the end of the day tend to use all these nice fancy terms, be diplomatic, but at least we know where he's coming from.
Well, I remember there was something I want to bring this clip up. You remember it was like last year, Joe Biden said that he would fight Donald Trump or he'd like take him out back.
Oh yeah.
And
so give him a nice little beating.
Yeah, so I want to
beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, I gotta find this clip. Because he literally said like I would beat there. I take him behind. Beat the hell out of Trump if in high school. So I gotta find that clip. I hope this is it. Yeah, look at that. I'm already back on CNN.
Unbelievable.
Well, you know, like it's seriously. You want to find any?
Oh.
This is the first president to take a full-throated, unvarnished attack on the entirety of the FBI.
Leggy.
You're not going to like internet. It's okay.
Not going after J. Edgar Hoover, who was one person in the FBI and exonerated. This is to discredit the FBI and discredit his own Justice Department. You know, look, I spent a lot of time traveling around the world. What do you think they're thinking in Moscow? This is doing everything that Putin ever wanted. Sowing doubt about whether or not our justice system is fair, sowing doubt about whether or not there is anything that's remotely consistent with our Constitution. It's a disaster.
You think he should sit down with the special counsel?
If I were the president's lawyer, I would probably tell him not to sit down with the special counsel. Why?
I think it was this one actually. Yeah, I just want to find there's that one little sound bite where he's like, I took him behind the gym and like
I have not wanted to get into, if you notice in the national press, talking about Trump's behavior, his personal behavior. But what he said he did and does is a textbook definition of sexual assault. And think about this. But it's more than that. He said, because I'm famous, because I'm a star, because
he's so angry.
I'm a billionaire, I can do things other people can't. What a disgusting
he's pissed.
assertion for anyone to make.
So,
But-
Chris always asks me, don't I wish I were debating him? No, I wish we were in high school. I could take him behind the gym. That's what I wish.
all right, now that brought up the
But-
question. Like,
yeah, so who is he to talk about sexual allegations? Isn't he not going through a bunch right now when he's going up to little girls, sniffing their hairs?
well, yeah,
and
no, okay,
touching,
not
like-
little girls, but like.
Well,
Joe
there was a
Biden.
couple of things with him in the White House. If you type it in, you can actually see it.
Well, Joe Biden makes girls.
Say like this one over here. You're telling me that those are not little girls right there?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see this one, so let's see.
See, it's this one right here. So that's another one too. So all this stuff is coming out right now. Like, if you just watch him for a second there,
He's like walking into her,
yeah, well, see.
and like, what's this guy saying? Like, Joe, don't touch the kids.
You can give her my room number.
Oh, he's touching her
See?
hair. Yeah, that is weird. Like, but he just. Oh,
Oh,
now
look at that. Yeah, so that's
What?
okay.
Yeah, that's.
So you have Trump that mentions this kind of stuff, that there's no videos or allegations, but you got a guy like this that's making people very uncomfortable. Not only does he do it many times, he does it to everything. Like, I don't understand what he's trying to prove.
Yeah, then you get like that's funny. The way this video has it is like they're zooming in on Joe Biden. He's got his hand on like this little Chinese girl, and it's just where his hand is too. Like that is just uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he reminds me of another Jonathan Turner of.
He's trying to kiss this girl.
Yeah,
She's not
see?
even. That's weird. Yeah, that is creepy. I never saw that.
No.
Wow. Look. Oh my God.
Look.
She's literally pressing away.
Save me.
I'd probably kiss him just because it'd be a good story. Like, yeah, I kissed the vice president, but
Yeah.
oh man, that is not like that is so weird. Oh my God, dude. Okay, that's that. She looks creeped out. Like
Yeah.
whatever he's saying. Oh my gosh, that is messed up. So he just tried to kiss this girl in the head, like she looks like she's 13. She even like ducks away, like no sir. And then her mom's like patting him on the back, like yeah, please don't.
So there you go. So
Wow. Okay, well, that opened my eyes a bit. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's just funny because like the Democrats, CNN, they're all pushing Biden like crazy, and it's just ridiculous. Like no idea why the heck they're. I mean, okay, well I know why, because they don't want the guy to come in and tax them 70% on all their earnings, because that'll kill them
for sure.
Just going back to that post I put. So yeah, I joined that We Support Bernie 2020 page. Put up that post. Don't let the mass media fool you. The people of America see Biden, but we all feel the burn. And it was a rally cry. I've got 167 likes on it, 16 shares, 64 comments. People just freaking out, like so happy. And like, yeah, it's I'm not even from the States. If anyone from the States actually clicked on this to take a gander, yeah, just so you know, I'm not. Did you say Bernie wants to text? Oh, this person was watching. Yeah, so I got some Americans tuning in here and there. So yeah, thank you Americans for being interested in a Canadian's opinion.
What's up?
Because people kept asking like, wait, well, where are you from? Where are you from? And I just kept saying, oh, Niagara. Or like there was one person who was like, oh, I'm in Rochester. Where are you? And I was like, oh, I'm about an hour away. And they're like, in Buffalo? And I was like, Niagara. Little do they know, not Niagara County.
That's right, Niagara Falls, Canada.
Yeah.
Home of the Queen.
Yeah, the old Reach. Yeah, Kamala Harris. I liked her a lot. Like I could see it. She's more of a moderate too. I'd say she's probably a little more progressive than the Bernie. She just has that progressive look.
Well, yeah, of course, and that's the issue though. You have all these people running right now, so she dominates 6%, right? And you have somebody that's another 4%, so that's 10% right there. At the end of the day, it's just a numbers game, right? So they're all going to talk to each other, and this and that's it. So who are we going to give our support to?
Mm-hmm.
She knows that she doesn't have a chance in hell to win, but she still dominates 6%. That's a huge number for somebody like herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she can actually sway the vote.
Yeah, what's crazy is
So it's going to be like trading, votes for positions. Like the way I would with Trump too, right? Everyone who gave him his support, they end up becoming some kind of cabinet minister with him and all that, right?
Yeah. So that's probably going to happen. I mean, like look at what happened with Chris Christie. That guy's a total joke, and he ended up. What position was he? He was part of the transition team. For sure.
He was part of the transition team, I think, for the infrastructure too in the States.
Yeah, because there wasn't a lot. I know that Carson got on too.
Yeah.
Ben Carson.
And then Chris Christie, I don't know if you read this about a week ago. His assistant was sentenced to, I think, 6 months in jail
For what?
for the corruption, saying that if you didn't support for Trump, that they were going to shut down one of the bridges in the United States where Detroit was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you type that one in, that was a huge scandal right now because he's saying, I don't know what she's talking about. She did this on her own. So
what am I typing here?
Just type in Chris Christie.
Oops. Chris Christie.
Scandal Bridge scandal or something. It comes up.
Scandal Bridge. Portland.
Yeah, there we go.
Bridge
That's
scandal.
it.
So let's see. Oh, this is back in 2015.
Yeah, but this was just released last week when they came down to his personal assistant. So she spoke out saying that she got her orders directly from Chris Christie in regards to this.
Let's see.
Saying right there.
You know that I would be an easy target. X. Oh man, I can't sign to the Washington Post because stop it. Yeah, no one wants the Washington Post. An ex-aide to Chris Christie convicted of helping cause massive traffic delays on the nation's busiest bridge to punish a political advisory attack.
That was one of the mayors that they were punishing.
Jeez. Bridgegate. The first one ever was Watergate, right?
Correct.
And just everything's been gate, and there's even like Pizzagate, this gate, that gate, every gate, whatever gate.
That's right.
When do you think it's gonna be something else? Like I guess like even if they found out,
well, look what's going on here in Canada. Look at our prime minister with all these scandals that are coming up. Something new is happening every day.
Well, does everyone call it SNC Lavalin Gate?
That's right.
You see that? Did you watch The Simpsons a few weeks ago when Trudeau was on?
I missed that one.
It's pretty funny.
I really wanted to watch it, but I wasn't in town.
Well, so what happened is
and then I heard they were trying to make fun of it even in Newfoundland too. The Newfies.
That was pretty funny though, because like they obviously went so far that like people realized like that's obviously not real. Like this is ridiculous. Oh, shout out to Stubbs World 19. Not sure who this is, but whoever is there, shout out. Yeah, what were we saying? Yeah, so they went way above and beyond, and they like started to have like the character Ralph was well, I guess there was like a Newfie that looked like the character Ralph. And he started like clubbing not a real seal, but like a stuffed seal. So let me look this up. Newfie Simpsons clip. Hopefully it just comes up. I hate when you're like trying to watch it and then all of a sudden it's the commentary like, oh, just so you know, like this is what happened. Yeah, this is probably just one of those examples.
Okay, I'm confused. The Simpsons been around now for what? 20 years, whatever it is.
89.
89. And the baby's still the baby?
Yep. Come on.
Let's go. Grow up.
Here it is.
Except the Quebecois and the Newfies. Stupid Newfies. I'm a Newfie.
And now he's clubbing the seal.
Yikes.
I guess that does make me
Jokes about.
Yeah, okay. And then this dumb person has to put commentary over it. I just want to watch the scene.
Came with Peter Cat.
Yeah, so Ralph is still kicking the head of the seal. Apparently, I don't know. I think it was that one of the Simpsons writers was actually like really Trump will win by a landslide, apparently.
Who said that?
Stubbs World 19.
Yeah, you're right, buddy.
Yeah, Tony's on your side.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you're subscribing, I love you. If not, please subscribe and then I'll love you. That's another thing. We're up to 50. My goal was always to get to 100, so we're halfway to my goal already.
50-50.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
So I don't know. When I get to 100, I want to have like a big celebration, like just
Look, a big fire in the backyard or something.
Yeah. Actually, just another aside before we get back into the politics.
I'll bring us stuff soon.
Grats, Stubbs World. You're one of my 50. I want to say thank you, and thank you to everyone else who subscribed. I couldn't be here without you all. But yeah, so I just on my way home today, I stopped by at Stoke Seeds,
Okay.
and I bought 1,000 sunflower seeds. And it's a bit of a surprise for my mom for Mother's Day. She's not watching right now, anyways. But so I am planting 1,000 sunflowers. My dad's got the backhoe. I said I need you to go cut a little bit of that area. He doesn't like me touching the machine, so I said okay. Go cut me out a big chunk of the farm there, and I'm just gonna plant these things on Sunday. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of work, but it won't be that crazy. We've got like the 10 acres or so back there, so
That's good.
I'm probably only gonna need like just 1 acre for 1,000. It's gonna look so nice. Like, I'm so excited. I'm gonna try to. Oops, you saw that coming. For anyone who's listening. The spider just scared the shit out of me in my face. There's sorry, Lake Report got a new spider on there. But
Spider-Man came to say hello.
yeah, really, like right on my face. Yeah, we're in a basement, so there's a lot of spiders in here. I can even see his wife or whoever's up there. There's a few up there actually.
You just murdered a spider.
Yeah, I can see there's like 3. Yeah, you saw that.
That wasn't green of you.
Tell your family. Yeah, send the message back. Yeah, so I'm really excited for that. Like, it's gonna look so nice. There was I don't know if you ever heard, there was a sunflower farm over, I think it was near Ancaster, and there was like thousands and thousands of sunflowers. And like at first it started out very peaceful. People were coming by and they were like just going on, and I think they were charging like $5 to come and like take a picture, and people were agreeing to it because it was like best Instagram post ever. So people were loving it. And like what happened was it went viral or whatever, and then you had like hundreds of people coming at a time. Like apparently like both sides of this farm road that was usually empty was just lined up with people. It became like this huge attraction. And it got so overrun that people were just like pushing over people to get in there, trampling them. And even the farmers were like, like, please, like, form a line, get out of here. Like, what are you doing? And like people were just like saying like, well, like try to move me out. So like just being total dicks. So that's why I'm starting with 1 acre. And like I have no problem just what's that called? Bar grab, where you grab people by the scruff and by the belt, toss them out to the curb. So yeah, I might be doing that if too many people catch on to this whole shindig. Yeah, I'm excited. I guess it takes a few months for them to come out, but I'm hoping by the end of summer to have this beautiful field. It'd be really cool to go into the fall with that. And I don't know if anyone wants to get married on my field of sunflowers. I'll give you a good deal.
That's good, buddy. That's it. I'll sign the contract.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll get it all figured out.
We're done.
All right, so back to Biden's massive ass lead. So 46%, like this is a joke. Like there's no, like I get it that like there's probably, like I know most of the Democrat Party, maybe not most, but a large portion of the Democrat Party are.
Where's Hillary? She's not running yet?
No, maybe she'll come out, like she'll probably try to run on the stage. Like, I love looking back at 2008 where, did you ever see that video she made where she like comes out on stage like a rock star and like pretends to like be this like super hip young like person, right, and like trying to catch the spirit of America. And like it was made by her campaign team and no one really cared. Like everyone was like, yeah, okay, like sure, like you can paint yourself however you want. And then there was all those Barack Obama songs that were coming up. There was like all these rants and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Democrats just keep yelling at impeach right now. But yeah, so she made this video. It was just like disgusting. Like it never even took off. People were just like, okay, like whatever, you made this thing, who cares? But the one that Barack Obama had, he didn't make it. Other people made it. Like I think there was a lot of people in the West Coast that like a lot of maybe not Silicon Valley people, like people down in LA put this together. Like a lot of those musicians came together for that. What was it? Like We the People? Or not We the People is.
I know what you're talking about, but it's not to me right now.
Yeah, let me look this up. So 2008 Barack Obama.
Oh, yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so that wasn't made by Obama, and they said that was like one of the biggest differences was that like the farther the message seems to come from that individual, the stronger that message is.
I hate to say it, Obama was the only one that actually attracted the youth.
Yeah.
So that was a good trait that he left on for generations to ponder, to say, how did this guy do it? Was it because he was black, the first black guy running that can actually people were paying attention to him more, or did he actually have that genuine attraction to people? No, he did a very good job. He knows how to bring the crowd in.
Yeah,
but nobody does it better than Trump now.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, like
because everybody wants to hear what he's going to do next, or him yelling at the reporter, the one that was making fun of him and all that, right?
Yeah, well, it's so funny because I am just so excited for the 2020 race because I want to see him debate, and like, people are watching his Twitter just to see what he thinks of the Democrats. Like, they're more interested in his opinion of it than them. Like, and that's like the beautiful thing is that he is a character. I mean, I'll probably never meet him in my life, but like it's just crazy thinking like this guy probably has a completely different persona like behind the scenes and like just isn't.
Well, he made
like the thing with North Korea is that they will always kind of like they remind me of like a dog that's kind of like just a little dog that like could maybe bite you, but isn't going to be able to like tear you apart. Just like I imagine it's like my Chihuahua Ted, someone that like if you sit down and you say, yeah, come here, and you give them a little bit of food, and they're like, yeah, I'll come. Like they were friendly, but then like the second the food's done and like you get it, you stand up and walk away, he'll start biting, shit. Same thing with North Korea. You can make peace with them for a little bit, but you're not going to make peace with them forever. And like we've seen these patterns over and over again where like we've made some movements. We're like doing.
Oh, there has been a lot of accomplishments.
They shook hands. But like
no, they're becoming more open. Look at North Korea. The whole family never even left North Korea.
Yeah.
You got the president now that's going to China, Singapore, Vietnam. You know what I mean? So he feels comfortable enough to leave his country now. Yeah. And everybody says, the second that the leader leaves, there's going to be a revolution. Where's this revolution?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess like I'm still skeptical as all. Like even though there are bigger swings for sure. The fact that like he shook hands with our president, like that has that ever happened with a like not in 100 years at least. So like there is progress in that sense, but I still don't think that like we're obviously not at like a finish line. We're not.
No, it's still progressing, right?
Yeah. Like
it takes time.
Do you think there's ever going to be like a full unification between North and South Korea?
Absolutely not.
Never.
Absolutely not.
Like, because I don't know. We were no experts on North Korea, but who would be next in line? Like, does Kim have a kid? He's got like a brother?
No, he killed his brother.
Right. He poisoned him.
He poisoned him, and they sent the elite group over there. He is married. He has a younger wife, but nobody has any information about that. North Korea is a very secretive society, right?
Yeah.
I never even knew that Kim Jong-il, or whatever his name is, even existed, to be honest with you, and until after when his dad died. So when his dad died, hi. How are you? I'm here.
This guy, yeah.
So how do we not know this guy doesn't have like 30 kids running around or whatever? Did you not watch that show with what's his name? They made the show with North Korea.
The interview. I think
the interview. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch that again. Apparently, there was a lot of like little like Easter egg kind of things in that movie that like hinted at like things that were real about North Korea, but there was so many things that were like obviously completely like made up, fabricated, shifted. I wonder where they filmed that, because there were some amazing scenes in that movie that like maybe they must have filmed it like somewhere similar, like
somewhere secretive in North Korea.
Yeah, I'm sure they just walked in the door. But I guess like I don't think that North Korea is going to become like a peaceful place while they still have like the nuclear weapons. Like, but again, like why would they?
Everybody's talking about they have nukes. Saddam Hussein had nukes. Where's Saddam's nukes? Where's Iraq's nukes? No, they never have it.
Yeah, but
how do you know that North Korea's got the nukes?
Because they've been able to observe this. They even like have
those are missiles. That's a big difference.
Well, I mean, they've got like they definitely have made intercontinental ballistic. Like they've been.
You had General Collin, and I forgot what his last name is, right? He even said that the Iraqis had a nuclear facility. Then they go inside Iraq. Where's the facilities?
Did you ever watch the movie Vice with the Vice President Joe Biden, or not Joe Biden, Vice President Dick Cheney, like Bush's Vice? That one, it's pretty recent. It came out last year in the theaters, or maybe it was earlier this year. And it kind of shows like all the little motives that made like Dick Cheney like kind of say like, yeah, like we got to declare war on these guys. We need to get in there, and like just show that like one of the main reasons they went in there is because like the company that Dick Cheney was in charge of, like previously was like president of. I want to find out what this is called just to get the facts straight. Mm-hmm. Cheney's Oil Company. Cheney's Classic Oil. Halliburton. Yes. Then after they declared the war on Iraq and they got in there, Halliburton got like all these contracts to go in there and like to take over the oil fields. So of course they're
Iraqi money during that time too, the dinars, because that's the Iraqi dinar was like worth $7, $8 compared to the Americans. Now you can purchase 1 million dinars for $1,000 Canadian. So that just comes to show you that they went in there and they made the country into nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're stealing these people's oil. So that's okay. An occupation is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, you went in there because based on nuclear arms. Where are the nuclear arms? People shouldn't forget about that. Like even the same thing with Libya. Yes, he was a crazy dictator, Gaddafi, right? But look at the country now. It's complete anarchy. Everybody's fighting everybody. You have these different factions going after each other. But when Gaddafi was there, everything was in proper order. Wow. So sometimes, like Machiavelli said, fear lasts longer than love. So same thing what Trump's doing right now. Sure, you got that fear that's coming around, but at least he's keeping the country under control right now, and he's building the wall.
Yeah. Well, what is the progress with the wall? Is it built? Like, is there? I mean, I know there has always been some fencing and some wall. What if you Google how's the wall doing? Fact check instruction on it. It's all CNN. See, like that's sad. I can't even believe CNN anymore. Like they really did.
How many miles is Trump's wall? So let's take a look at that. Wow. So he just built 3,145 kilometers so far.
Well, the total length of the continental border, but this doesn't say if that's like specifically the actual built border or if that's just literally like the Mexico, United States barrier. That's Wikipedia. Like where can we get facts these days? There's nothing. Like at least like CNN used to be reliable. I don't know. I can't trust Fox either. Like there's nothing. Like that's InfoWars is like a new. I know InfoWars is like actually like
Ask Jeeves. Let's ask Jeeves.
Yeah, is that still a thing?
I don't even know if it's up anymore.
Jeeves. Oh, it's just ask.com.
Oh wow, they changed it up.
How long is the wall in Mexico? This sucks.
I remember back in the day when they had the little guy for Ask Jeeves. You know, I used to see him moving around.
Yeah, let's see if I go to Google and I look at Ask Jeeves images, I'm sure something will come up.
See? Yeah.
Oh yeah, see he was better.
Yeah.
What the heck happened? Then they made him all 3D and weird.
Well, I know. Then he retired.
It looks like a dick. Yeah.
What else people commenting? What are they saying?
Democrats have no policy. All they're saying is impeach. Still, my
They're crazy liberals,
man.
The Democrats are nothing but crazy liberals. Yelling and screaming, you know what I mean? They got these protests. Actually, did you not see with that kid, with the old man with the drum? So I was saying that they were making fun of him.
Oh,
yeah,
that was so two-sided.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. Because like at first they're making it seem like it's these like Catholic kids.
All because these kids have a hat on. No, let's nail them to the cross. Like, give me a break.
Well, because then you saw like the first video just showed the those kids with the Make America Great Again hats, and like the video made it look like this kid was like pushing himself into this Native American.
All he was doing was just standing there.
Yeah, and the guy came up to them and he started like because there was more clips that showed other angles after, and they showed that like it wasn't even like the kid doing that, and he was just really awkward. And that's why he was kind of smiling. Like I'd probably laugh if that was happening. If a guy came up to me, started
beating his drum,
my face. Yeah, but you look what happened, and apparently there was like this other group of people. They were like I think they call them like the Black Israelites or something. I have no idea, but there was this other group, and apparently they were egging on those the Catholic school kids, and they were bugging them, but like they were keeping their cool. They were staying separate. They weren't.
No, there you go. And there's nothing wrong with those kids too that day, right? Mm-hmm. Again, you can't base on somebody's appearance. It's the same thing like those bandanas. Oh, let's put a bandana. Oh, you belong to a gang. You're part of a gang. You know what I mean? Like, give me a break.
You remember Kathy Griffin? She put a big post up like right after like, doesn't that kid's face look punchable or something like we need to get. There was something she said like we need to get him like where does this guy live? Like just all this stuff. Like, oh my God, you don't even know the situation. You've just read one article, saw like one.
And again, CNN blew it out of proportion as well.
Yeah, and I remember they put another video up the next day, being like, yeah, like that's like they're almost trying to say like, yeah, that's crazy. Like everyone thought that it was the kid who started it all, but it's like you were the ones who put that article up, like saying all that. And then the next day they're making it seem like, oh wow, like how did that happen? That's weird. Like it's like that guy like starts a big like fight, like, squeezes out of the fight, and then walks into the crowd and is like, "Oh, what's going on here?" Just a bystander.
Oh my God! But you gotta take it. Did you see what happened right now with Trump with that porn star? Now
Stormy,
this Miss Stormy. Now she's got to pay back all his legal fees.
Yeah, what a mess there too. And like, so like,
talk about a guy getting something for free.
Wow, hopefully they both enjoyed it.
Yeah, she returned the money, and now she's got to pay for his legal fees.
Man, she probably made so much money though. Like, no one knew who she was, or maybe a few people in their porn collections knew who she was, and then now she's a household name now. Like she's known in Canada. Like, here's the thing: anything that trickles over the border into Canada, you know that like it's made such a big a big dent down in the States. If like we've heard it from up here. Even though I know like their politics seems to be more interesting than ours in a lot of cases, but yeah,
I know one guy who was very jealous of that.
Who?
Biden.
Yeah. I don't know that she's not his type though. You know, she would like he just seems to be liking the ones that he can make really uncomfortable. And like she's a professional, so she's probably used to creeps all over her all the time. Yeah, no, that was actually pretty disturbing. Like because like the only things you see on again, I was always watching CNN. You'd see a little video of like him, and he'd be like there'd be like a full grown woman there, and he'd like just have his hands behind her, and like didn't look that bad. And like they were trying to spin like, oh, everyone's trying to make him look like a creep or a pedophile.
That's right.
But then, yeah, after seeing some more of those clips like that, yeah, it's a little bit creepy. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we'll never know the absolute truth. Like, is he just like because he put this big thing. Him and his wife were sitting there. I think it was CNBC or something. And he's like, yeah, I'm just an old-fashioned kind of guy. And like, I just lack. I almost went doing my Bill Clinton impression. I didn't have relations with that woman.
Well, even if he did, what's the big deal?
Well, okay, yeah, with Bill Clinton, like as long as everyone's upset.
If everyone's worried about Bill Clinton from back in the day, so what does that make John F. Kennedy? Him screwing around with what's her name?
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
So that's okay, right? Like, come on.
Yeah. It just depends who's. It depends if it's your guy or not. Like, if you're a Republican and you find out a Democrat was sniffing a girl's hair, you're gonna set him on fire. You're gonna say, "Oh, that bastard's horrible." And if it's one of your guys, you just say, "Yeah, what's the big deal? Like, she probably liked her." Like,
That's right.
Like, what I love looking back at is that they voted for the grab him by the pussy guy just because they're like, well, better than Hillary.
Well,
because have you heard all the conspiracies about how like the Clinton?
I just find it funny how somebody kept that recording from back in the day.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? That to me, that doesn't make sense whatsoever.
how could have that been sitting that long? I mean, because like Trump was still worth billions. He thought that someone would have like came up to him and said, "Hey, buddy, like, give me $100 million, or I'm going to like expose this to the world." Like,
That's right.
That would have been damaging enough back then, or you could have like ruined.
But that made
Apprentice.
him more famous.
Yeah, and like,
And his wife still stuck by him.
yeah,
She's a great first lady. That one.
yeah. Oh, she's beautiful. Like, she is like a stunning. Like, we have not had like, you know what? Like, Hillary Clinton was she was pretty cute back in the day, though.
With her long hair.
Hillary Clinton, first lady. Let's see if we can get an old picture there. Yeah, and like Bill was a player too. Like he could have got anyone he chose her. It's like she must have. Yeah, she was actually a pretty girl back in the day. But yeah, so it still can't compare to Melania. Yeah, Melania, that's her name.
Yeah.
Let's see, Hillary Clinton, first lady versus Melania. Let's see if it's. Yeah.
I'll definitely choose her to be the first lady.
Well, remember there was there's this one quote, and it was something like oh no, it was like a meme, and someone was like asking Trump like, how do you sleep at night or something, like knowing that you're ruining the nation, and he's like, quite fine. I sleep half naked next to a supermodel or something like that. Like, oh, like, okay, like, fair answer.
This is a good example down here. You got the three of them.
Yeah, it's just you can choose a picture that makes Hillary look like a supermodel, and you can choose.
She looks like she's from North Korea in that one right there.
Oh yeah, she's got the Kim Jong-un outfit.
That's it. Rocking it
or
out.
whatever. And then, like, you can always choose a picture that makes one look great, one look awful. Like, it's not too difficult. Like, you can probably do like, let's see if there's one that says like Melania bad hair day. Like, you could probably any combination bad hair day. Wow, they really don't have much. Like, just
she's the perfect first lady, like I said.
Yeah, always. Well, here's funny. Like, have you ever heard of her campaign called Be Best?
No.
Oh, okay. This is amazing. So she started this campaign, creepy porn President Trump. Yo, P. Grant M, what do you mean? Can you elaborate on that? But yeah, so Melania has this campaign being first lady where she's like, in her, her weird accent, her poor English, she said that she wants to end bullying for kids, which included like a big campaign to end like online harassment and bullying and stuff. And Melania Trump is a gold digger. P. Grant M, what you talking about? Well, I mean, she got her start here. When did they meet? They met at like Little America. What do they call that? The pageant that he owned.
Yeah, the Miss America.
Yeah, I guess that's how she met her. Yeah, they met each other. Yeah, so she started this campaign.
And they even got a son together too.
He looks like he's disturbed. That guy, Barron Trump. It doesn't look healthy. I mean, I don't know. He looks really tall for.
Well, maybe he's got autism or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But I hear he's very brilliant. But they keep that very secretive though.
Yeah,
so he really protects him.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if that guy was walking down like in a mall or something, no one would be like, oh my God, it's Trump's son. Like, if they saw like Don Jr. or Eric, they'd be like, oh my God, like there they are.
That's right.
Hunters. But yeah. So anyway, she put this campaign called Be Best, and it was about stopping online harassment, online bullying. It's funny because like there's this one video. It's like her on the one side like saying all this stuff, like yeah, we're gonna end like online harassment and all this, and then on the right side is like all this list of like Trump tweets of him like calling Rosie O'Donnell fat and like calling all these.
Well,
people,
those two always fought with each other, even before he became president.
Well, yeah, like they've never had a good relationship.
But they were friends at one time.
P. Grant M. What's your thoughts on Rosie O'Donnell? Is that the Rosie?
Yeah, Rosie, yeah.
Trump says America first, except import your wife. Yeah, that's a funny thing too, is that he's so against immigration in a lot of ways. But
no. He's not against immigration. What he clearly says that he wants legal immigration. Not the people that just jumps the border. Same thing like here in Canada. We have so much illegal immigration here. You know what? Enough is enough because it becomes a burden on society as well. I know it's good to save the world, but you can only save them through proper legal means.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like it's tough because like if I was born in Mexico, I would want to fight and do whatever the heck I could to get the hell out of there. Like you can't blame people for that. And like
that's why they come to Niagara Lake and work here.
Yeah, well, I would do whatever I could. Like I would fight tooth and nail. I would.
So there you go. You could save a few to help you out with your sunflowers.
There we go. Yeah. Well, I'll still do it myself. I don't want them to get their hands dirty if they don't need to. But P. Grant, give me a subscribe if you could. I'm trying to get to 100. If I get to 100, I can actually get a custom URL for my page. So if you want to help a brother out, would appreciate it. And send you a sunflower as soon as they're ready. I promise. I'll have 1,000 of them to share if they don't all die. But yeah. So it was just really funny seeing like her like standing there. Like, what does she think with like him going out tweeting every day? Like, I don't know if there's been a day since he's been president where he hasn't tweeted something negative about someone. And like, it's just like he's gonna do that no matter what. He's been doing it before he's president, like you said.
Correct. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, Melania, choose another battle. Like, choose like I don't know what was Obama's wife was about like obesity in kids or something.
Yeah, for like the proper meals in schools and all that.
Yeah, like do something like that, or like I don't know, like I know she can't choose anything that contradicts.
Well, you know what? Online bullying right now it has to come to a stop right now because people.
I know, but
we have but we have keyboard warriors, right?
Yeah.
The thing with Trump, he's not a keyboard warrior. Whatever he says on the Twitter, he's saying it to you in person.
Yeah.
So you know what? You got to admire him for at least being consistent with that.
Oh, we got a message that's on hold right now. Yeah, I'll show your message, P. Grant M, to the world. I don't know if you bleeped out the I, but he says, sorry, but Trump is a lying, cheating piece of shit.
Wow.
Well, I mean, definitely he's got a lot of lies. Like you could take so much stuff he says and like fact check.
Tell me one honest politician, seriously.
Yeah, well, let's think of that.
You know what I mean?
Like, only the dead ones that we can't pull up any records on.
There you go. And even then, there's nothing honest.
Well, like, they're tearing down statues of Sir John A. Macdonald because they said he was like bad to the natives. Like everyone was bad to the natives when they moved here. We need to do a lot of.
And John A. Macdonald was the one who built Canada with the railroads. I find that to be absolutely stupid that they even took him off the $10 bill.
Yeah. Like, I wonder if he'll be back on because I know we have that lady who's on there. We apparently won some international award. I don't know who's in charge of that little thing.
And even the coins, they're changing everything now.
Yeah. People were freaking out because we had the one coin that minimized lying Trump. Well, yeah. I mean, but yeah, like, so I don't know what's going on down south, but I know they're trying to get rid of all those General Lee statues, and there's like wars going on, like even within like the municipal chambers, there's probably so much stuff going on down in like Charlotte or wherever it was that they had like all those protests.
And again, these statues were from back in the day. It's a symbolization, you know what I mean? So all because you want to please the minority, like, come on. You know what I mean? That's history. You know what I mean? That's something that okay, let's pretend if it is something bad, right? Okay, which most likely it is from back then, right?
Yeah.
But isn't that not a memory for you not to repeat history again?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have it paraded in the square. Like, let's say we're back in Nazi Germany and there was a statue of Hitler out front and the U.S. came in. Like, of course they're not going to leave it there. But I would say,
but they kept the camps there. The Auschwitz, take it down.
Yeah.
Why is that there then?
Well, what I would do is
They're keeping it there because they don't want history to repeat itself.
Yeah.
That's why they kept that there.
Yeah.
Even Hitler's parade tomb, well, not the square, it's still there. It's abandoned now, but they didn't rip it down.
What I would propose is add a plaque out front that just explains a little bit of like add both sides of the story as well. So leave the statue, but have a plaque out front that just says, just so you know, this happened too. Leave everything else that's been there. But if you want to add something, it's okay to add. But if you're gonna tear down the statue, don't just demolish it. Like,
wasn't Laura Secord American?
No idea.
Oh no, because that was another big history thing too. That basically she's considered a traitor. So that was another thing back in the 1800s, if I recall.
Laura Secord was a Canadian heroine of the War of 1812. She's known for having walked 20 miles out of America-occupied territory in 1813 to warn British forces of an impending American attack. Yeah, I guess she was. I mean, everyone that went to Canada was technically like a deserter, but you could also argue that everyone that became an American was I guess a deserter.
Yeah, her house is here too in Iron Lake.
Is that it's the one in Queenston?
In
right?
Queenston, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Who would she have voted for, Hillary or Trump?
I don't know. Probably Hillary at this point.
Well, we're 5 minutes over an hour. P. Grant, you got anything else to say? My new favorite subscriber. What's cooking, man? Oh, I think he left. Okay, well, bye, P. Grant. I think he was one of the guys I got.
P. Grant supporting Trump
from the old Bernie page. Yeah,
he's a Trump supporter.
Yeah, P. Grant was just saying he loves Trump.
Yeah, you in closet Trump supporter, you.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to chirp you as much as he could.
It's okay. Good for him.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know when the heck the next time I'll be doing one of these, but sometime soon. Yeah, if you liked what you saw, subscribe, share, tweet, fax, email, whatever you got, and we'll just rotate that around the earth. But yeah, any last words, Mr. Tony Caruso, before we sign off?
Well, I don't know. I think Trump's going to win another 4 more years from now. Starting next year, because that's when their election is. I think he's got another 4 more years. I have not been wrong, even for the PI thing.
Yeah.
I am going to be calling a conservative majority government for Canada. So that's what I'm going to be calling as well.
Yeah. Well, next time I have you back, it'll be a little closer to the election, and we'll kind of take a look at what's going on there. We'll reflect on the recent win for the BC by-election for the Green Party. And we'll take a look at some other craziness going on in the world of Canada, like the People's Party of Canada, which really hasn't taken off.
Maxime Bernier.
Yeah, I got to look in that by-election to see actually, before we sign off, let's see what the results were.
I didn't think he did very well. I think he blackballed himself for a very long time.
Let's see. I'm gonna find the exact.
Oh, it's BC. Of course, you're gonna elect somebody that's green.
Well, yeah, because it was an NDP seat and they lost that.
Oh, well, there you go. So it's not big of a deal.
That's still.
So he's sitting beside his leader, right? Knitting. They're doing the knitting of scarves.
Yeah, well, it's just funny because, that they're not doing anything in there. Anything they say, no one's listening to them.
Of course not.
That's Parliament for you. Yeah, I want to find what do we think of BC by-election result?
There it is, right there.
Let's see. Come on, I want the full breakdown. Yeah, I was looking at this earlier. It's still NDP this time. Where the heck?
Oh, the poll count? No, that's not it. Is that it?
No, that's just some.
Go back. Let's see if there's another one.
Yeah, one of the major guys probably put something live results. Hopefully this has it. Come on, McLean's. Just give me a nice
Conservative Party. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, Conservative came second. So okay, but what I was always interested in, and I'm going to be really interested when it comes to watching the race this fall, for the full thing, is there's going to be certain seats where if the PPC didn't exist, the Conservative Party would win. Let's say. Well,
they are going to leave a dent. I'm telling you that right now. So I understand what people think right now. Some my contacts also said that the PPC party is also going to screw the Conservative Party too, right? Because people are going to get confused.
Yeah.
Because they also have blue and blue, right?
Yeah,
so if you look at the older type of people, they're just goes oh, is this blue? Okay, good. And there you go. Or is this red? Is this green? What so on and so on. Yeah. So Maxime Bernier is nothing but a baby, in my opinion. Let's make a big deal, a big stink, all because he never became leader and start our own party now. Come on.
Do you think he's going to regain his own seat though?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think he's popular enough to regain his seat.
Yeah, because I love seeing diverse representation in the House, and like I'm happy that we even had just one green seat, and like it's funny seeing like him sitting there right now, like even though he's elected as a conservative, he's sitting there like I'm the People's Party, we're official now.
Oh yeah,
And,
that's cute.
Yeah, so that's I'm really excited to see what happens. I hope he gets at least one buddy, so he at least has someone to high five.
That's right. Well,
That's all.
you have Elizabeth May now. Now she's got somebody to help her out to hold her needle and thread now, so she's making her
Well,
scarves.
I always had this thought that the two of them went for lunch every day just by themselves at like their own little corner of Ottawa.
That's right. Yeah.
So now she's
downstairs in the basement.
well, yeah. Now she's got her buddy, and she's just gonna be like, "Yeah, see you, loser."
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Well, thanks for tuning on in, and
Take care, everyone.
peace out.